Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, October 27th. We are looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader, and we have an inside day. So we have a lot coming up over these next 6 to 10 trading days. A lot coming up. And we have an inside day today. We could never get back into last week's range. We had a rotational day, which proved to be very nice and profitable for people who took the extremes, which most of the trading room did. I had a good day. I only took 5 trades, made money on 4, lost on 1. And the one I lost on, I'll explain in a minute, is because I attempted to try to hold on to my trade a little longer when it's going my way. So that one ended up costing me, but then the one in I certainly worked out, which I'll get to in a minute. We trade in the lower distribution all day as opposed to the triple Qs, which trade in their upper distribution or back and forth into the upper distribution all day. They trade inside last week's range basically all day. They opened inside of it. They came out of it 3 time frames, but got back in and actually went out with a price probe to the upside. We both end 11 wide, so a very visual point of control. Now, just because we closed at the low of the day does not mean we're going to take out the inside day to the downside, right? Doesn't mean that. It will be interesting to see. Do we revisit this very wide 11 wide POC prior to either taking out today's low or high? All remains to be seen. So before I get to my trades, look what's in front of us over this next 6 to 7 days. Microsoft reports tonight. That's only one. But then starting Thursday, we have GDP Thursday. We have most of the major tech stocks reporting Thursday night. So that means for Friday. Then we have an election on Tuesday. We have the Fed on Wednesday. So do not get lulled to sleep. Even though yesterday was a bit of a push down, it was a good day. We have some action. Today was really very light. Our range was just over $2. Do not get lulled to sleep. Okay, as far as today's trading. So we opened an A period, and I said I'd be looking to take a trade against somewhere in these single prints and against last week's low. Well, the first time where we opened, went above it a little bit, came down, I didn't get the chance, but it did give me another chance. So we got back above the opening, took the short, came back down, and made money on it. Those were the 342 puts. That was a nice trade. Now B period. B period had a reversal bar. We had 2 reversal bars today. B took out A's high. Happened very quick, came down. I didn't even get the opportunity to short again because I was certainly looking to take a short again against last week's low. Value was unchanged all day. Didn't get that. But what I did do, so B came down and had a reversal bar, like I said, and got the point of control from yesterday. Now, I know I say when we get into M's range, if you get acceptance, you're going to trade the whole thing. Well, it looked like it possibly could happen, but as B period was ending, I was like, again, maybe it was gut, I don't know what it was, but I didn't think C was going to continue, take B's low out and rip down. Now, if we don't take out B's low, you know how I like to go long to fill the singles. I basically played innovative because I took the long before B even ended. And then C opened. I bought the 337 calls against M's low. Never took out B's low. Rode them up to fill the single prints and a little above. Those were the 337s, and that trade worked out. Now, here's a only trade I lost money on. E period starts as soon as now. When E started, I said, if we take out D's low, that is where I want to take the short there because I want to see what happens at B's low. And initially, it was a very nice trade. I took the 340s this time against today's high at the time and bought the 340s, and I was in the money right away on them. And actually, I took some off. I said, I'm going to take some off at C's low, some off at the day's low, and then see what happens below if we trade the rest of M. Well, I took some off at C's low. We never got to B's low, held them, and then we sat, started going back up. Now, generally, I would take the rest of those off at D's low and lock in whatever I made and maybe even a little more. But I didn't. I was like, let's see if we go down to those destinations I'm talking about. Obviously, that didn't happen. We went back to park, went back higher, and finally, I'm not sure if I took them off right before or right after we took out D's high. It turned out to be pretty costly. Believe it or not, I only had 16 of them, but it turned out to be costly. So what happened in I? I didn't do anything then. EF, I did nothing until I period. And this time I was like, if we make a new high, I'm going to fade it. And I did. Nope, take that back. I didn't get it because it took out the high right away. And then when it came back down and went back above the open again, I took a 20 lot play. I said, now I'm going to try to hold these again where I took them. Small at the opening, small at eyes low, back at the point of control, and then see what we get from there. But what happened was we even went higher, didn't take out the high, and I took a 50 lot, and those made me a quick 10 to 15 cents, which got back everything I lost on that other trade and more, and made me more than comfortable to hold on to the other 20, and I took some off at the opening. I took once Jay took out eyes high. This trade went on into Jay. When Jay took some out, before Jay took out eyes low, then took some out at the point of control, and took the rest off at value low, which really worked out nice. And then again, I did the same thing in L. We made a new low. I was looking to fade it, faded L. Now, I didn't hold on to it as long as I did that short, but held on to it and made nice money on those 337 calls. So it turned out to be a good day. I read this profile, I think, pretty well, and the market pretty well. I mean, we nailed this market. We said we were going to have consolidation today. I said I expected us to have trouble at last week's low. After we didn't have single prints, I said I expected a rotational day, and each and every one of those things came to fruition. So if I'm going to read the market well, I should start getting rewarded more than what I do to myself. And by the way, look at this, we're making new lows here in end period on the day. So I'm trying to do that. So even though it cost me an E, it paid me a lot in I, and that's what I'm going to try to do going forward. Okay, destinations for tomorrow. Upside, 339.02, 11 wide. Then we have today's high, 340.12. And then the single prints, they now start at 340.13, get filled at 341.52. So they've been cut, but they're still rather large. They're 139 ticks. And then we have 341.60. Single prints get filled at 75. And then yesterday's high of 342.98 and filling the gap at 343.13. Now the downside is a lot different. They're far and wide. We have today's low right now, which is 337.99. And we don't have anything to yesterday's low of 335.62. And then you should have all those other destinations that I gave you the other day. So if we come out of the inside day to the downside, your first destination is going to be whatever the overnight low is and then yesterday's low. And if we take that out, you know where we're shooting for is that other weekly low of 334.38. So just because we're down here doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we have to be prepared for it. The upside has a little more ammo, right? We have the 11 wide. We have the single prints, last week's low, so there's more ammo to lean on. It won't go up, I think, as quickly as we might go down if we take out the inside day. And then on the charts. So here's the monthly. Inside month. We have 3 days to go in the month, folks. Unless something drastic happens, we will have an inside month, which should make for some pretty decent trading going forward with all those things we just talked about that are about to occur. Weekly. We're down. One time framing down for 2 weeks. Again, the next destination on the weekly is 334.38. If we do not get acceptance into last week's range, we are going to see that 334.38. I would think so. I think that'd be very good odds. And then on the daily, inside day, now I'm still calling it down. We're below the 50. We tested the 50 briefly twice today, barely, inside day, but we're still down. Whichever way we come out of it to the upside, we have a chance then to start taking back the rest of that trend day from yesterday. If we come out of it to the downside and we take out yesterday's low, well, then I think 330, 438 will be in the cards right here a lot sooner rather than later, if that is to occur. You know, we had a great conversation in the room today. I mean, this isn't about just saying buy here, sell here. We break this market down tremendously to give people great odds of success. But even more importantly, we spoke a lot about holding those trades that are going your way and cutting the losses when you're not, and trying to get the room to be more accountable to themselves to make their P&L a lot better. So, I mean, this room offers so much, which I think everybody that listens understands that. Again, we're about 204 strong. I would love to get this room, the next level, 250, 300. At some point, like I said, if we get to 299, it's going to 30 a month. I might actually, even if it doesn't get there just yet, start January 2nd to raise it to 30 a month. Anybody who is in this room right now, or until I do that, will never pay more than $20 a month, and will never pay more than $75 an hour for my private consulting. But I'm debating whether I want to go to $30 a month and minimum of $100 for consults starting January 1st for people who join the room then or any time after that. So come and join a great growing community. Have a great night, stay safe, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.